There was something wrong with the internet suddenly, so that's why. But all right. Okay, so for those of you who can turn on your camera, please turn on your camera. And for those of you who can't, just let me know in the chat box below why you can't turn on your camera, okay? All right, so we don't waste any more time. Okay, how are you guys? Good? All good? All right, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. Okay, so all right. Hi, Brina. Hi, Erica. All right. So what I want to do for today is go over the materials for today. And afterwards, if we have time, then we're going to go over the presentation skills that I promised you guys. Yeah. So we're going to do that. So if you can open your book, page 180 and 181, that would be great. So 180. There you go. All right, give me a thumbs up if you're already at that page. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, cool. All right. For those of you who can turn on your camera, make sure your camera stays on. And for those of you who can't, don't forget, let me know in the chat box why you can't turn on your camera. Okay. All righty. Let's get to this. All right. So welcome to your first listening and speaking material for the second semester. I will be going through it with you guys, going through reading one with you guys for today. Yeah, we have a cool theme for this unit, guys. We have this important question: what do we learn through winning and losing? Ooh, what do we learn through winning and losing? Who wants to tell me? What do we learn through winning and losing? You guys can give me your answers in the chat box below, or you guys can unmute yourself. Doesn't matter. What can we learn through winning and losing? Second chance. For those of you who can't turn on the camera, you gotta let me know in the chat box below. You have 3 chances to do so. Okay? This is your second chance. Thank you. All right. There you go. All right, guys, what can we learn through winning and losing? You guys can give me your answers in the chat box below, or you guys can. Okay, yeah, Naomi, go ahead.
Me?
Yes, go ahead, Naomi.
If you want to win, you need to work hard, and it's okay if you lose. Just be sportive.
Ooh, Naomi, I couldn't hear you. Yeah. Just can you chat your answers? I don't know if I could hear you. Wait. Can I test something? Brilia, can you say something? Just so that I know if I can hear.
Hello?
Ooh, I can't hear you guys. Okay. Wait, hold up. Ooh. But you guys can hear me well, right? Yeah? You guys can hear me well? Okay. I think that's the most important thing. But I can't hear you guys. Oh, sad. All right. All right. Just sound okay. Why don't you guys just give me your answers in the chat box? That would be great. Yeah. Okay. Grady says the word winning and losing have more than one meaning and could mean to describe in different ways. Could be, yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. So Naomi, maybe you want to type in your answers as well, just so that I know what you answered just now. All right. I'm gonna test again. Brilia, can you say something?
Hello?
Yes, finally. Okay, I can hear you guys now. I had to select a different setting. All right. Okay. Now let's see. Naomi, why don't you just unmute yourself? I can hear you now. So yeah.
If like you want to win, you need to work hard. But if you lose, it's okay. Just be fair and sportive.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah. All right. So what you learn through winning, you learn the essence of working hard. Yeah. Or the meaning of what it is to work hard. And through losing, you learn to accept. You learn acceptance and to accept and be content with how far you have come. Yeah. All right. Cool. Now I have another question. I don't know if you guys agree with this, but guys ever heard of the statement, it doesn't matter if you win or lose? What matters is the lesson that you get. Yeah. I want to ask you, what do you guys agree with that? Give me a thumbs up if you guys agree that it doesn't matter whether you win or lose. All right, Naomi. All right, Naomi agrees. Okay. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you disagree. No one disagrees as well? Okay. Okay. So, all right. So, generally, you guys do believe that it doesn't matter whether we win or lose. What matters is the lesson that we learn from how we tried, right? Okay. Let's see. All right. Now, why don't you guys share me your experience of winning and losing? Who wants to do that? Who wants to share me the experience of winning and you winning or losing and the lesson that you get from it? Anyone? All right. I can see Grady wants to. All right, let's go ahead. All right, who wants to share their experience in winning and losing and what they learned from it? Oh, do I have to call for? Wow, this is the first time I had to call a student out to do this. Okay. I called out Grady, so come on, go ahead, Grady.
Okay, so like what I said in the chat, winning and losing can, hold on, let me see again. Winning and losing have more than one meaning, and it had a lot of ways to describe it. And for me, winning and losing sometimes matters, sometimes not. It depends on what challenge are we facing. If it's really important in our life, it will matter for the winner. Like we need to win, but if it's not really that important, or maybe just small things, it's okay to lose. And of course, what is it called again? I forget the English of it. Lapang dada, where we just like, no, we cannot be like give up or something when we lose. We just gotta keep on going, I guess. Because winning and losing sometimes matter, sometimes not. It depends, I think.
Okay. do you have any experience of winning something or losing something? And what did you learn from it?
I mean, like, I think I won. I think I won a lot of things. I also lose a lot of things. I also like won many times. Sometimes I also lost many times. And my experience is, if you lose in something that is small, just receive it. It's fine. Even if you win, you cannot like show off, like, you just go like, hey, I just win this challenge. I'm so good and better than you guys. You cannot do that. Just receive it so other people could also support you in the thing that you just won, I guess.
Okay, thank you, Grady. All right, awesome. Okay, next, can you guys head to page 184, please? Your book, page 184, where we will be discussing the academic words for the day. All righty. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you're already at that page. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So you have several academic words there. You have brief, devise, respond, and structure, right? Brief, devise, respond, and structure. So brief basically means continuing for a short time. Yeah, if you're talking about brief, means you're talking about something that is short in time. Yeah. An example sentence would be, some poems are brief, which is short, means short, while others are long. Yeah. So remember, brief means continuing for a short time. Yeah. Device, on the other hand, means a way of achieving a particular purpose. So when you think about device, means it's something that you use in order to achieve a particular purpose. Yeah. Example sentence is right next to the word. The use of rhyme is a poetic device that helps to create rhythm. Yeah. So it's talking about a way of achieving particular purpose. Next is respond. We all know what respond means, right? React to something that has been said or done. So what an example sentence, when a team wins a game, fans respond with cheers. They jump up and yell. Yep. So that's what respond means. React to something that has been said or done. Yeah. Structure. The last academic word, structure. It means the way in which the parts of something connect with each other to form a whole. So when there are bits of parts of something and they are connected to each other, creating a whole unit, that's what structure means. Yeah. For example, the learning the structure of writing is difficult. That's an example sentence for the word structure. Yeah. Structure, bits and parts of something that is connected to form a whole unit. Okay. So far, if you understand the academic words and you have no questions, yes. Okay. Wow. You guys straight away know that I will ask you guys to give me your thumbs up. Okay, cool. Then we can go to the practice, guys. Number 1 so far. We're supposed to choose the academic words, the correct academic words to complete each sentences. So number 1, who can help me? I don't know how to blah, 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 blah. When the coach asked me to say yes or no. Yes, very good, Naomi. And I think Brillia will have the same answer, right? Yeah. Respond. Yes. Oh, I didn't know how to respond when the coach asked me to say yes or no. What about number 2? The writer used chapters, a common mm, a common. What would be the answer? Number 2? Yes, Eric, a very good structure. A common structure. The wind is crazy. Yes, a common structure for fiction writing to connect episodes. Very good. Number 3, creating suspense is a yes. Yes. Very good, guys. Device. It's a device that many writers use. What about number 4? 4, the chess game was very yes, brief. It lasted for only 10 minutes. Yes. All right, cool. Okay. You have been messaging me. It turns out it didn't send. Sad. All right. Okay. All right. Next, we're going to go through page 185, which is next to the academic words. We're going to talk about word study, guys. All right. Word study. Spelling long vowel sound. Spelling long vowel sound. So long vowel sound I. Okay. So in English, the long vowel sound I can be spelled in different ways. Okay. You can either spell it literally with an I. Yeah. Or IE. Y. IGH. Or IE. I'm going to give you the, I'm going to share a screen so it's easier for you guys. Yes. Here. So IE, Y, IGH, or IE. Yeah. So for example, if it's only I, you can see mind, kind, like what Brilia messaged me, kind, and find. That's an example of long vowel sound I spelled with an I only. Yeah. Next is IE. So for example, is strike 5, right? There's a consonant in the middle before the E. Yeah. Strike 5. And also you have the long vowel sound I spelled with Y. So try, shy, right? Those are example of a long vowel sound I spelled with a Y. Yeah. And then you have the one spelled with IGH. So for example, fight, mighty, right? Mighty or might. And then last one, you have the one with IE. So tie, cried, right? Okay, so that's an example. 80, yes, very good. Yeah, that's the one with the IGH. Very good. All right. So far, if you understand, give me a thumbs up. Okay, all is clear? No, noise. All right. So now let's move on to the grammar. The moment y'all have been dreading. Miss Duna, I thought we're done with grammar. No, you guys are not done with grammar. You guys are just getting started with grammar, okay? Naomi is like, no, I need to stretch before I go into this misery. All right, grammar. We're going to talk about present perfect. Guys, the present is perfect. All right. And we're going to talk about active and passive verb forms, which I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about this. You guys probably just forgot the terms, right? But once I explain, I think you guys will definitely remember. So if you can turn to your book, page 194 and 195. Let's see. I'm just gonna 194, 195. There you go. Okay, if you guys are already at the page, give me a thumbs up. Okay, nice. All right. Rule. We're going to present perfect, y'all. Okay, why is it called present perfect? Think about this. Present means it's in a present tense, right? But perfect. So it has something to do with the past, but it still has a connection to the present. That's how you should look at present perfect. Okay. It's already done in the past, but it still has a effect on the present. Okay. That's what present perfect is. What's the rule, Miss Duna? Have or has plus verb 3. Yeah. You use the has for he, she, it, and the have for I, you, they, we. Okay. That's one thing I want you guys to think about, to remember first. Has you use for he, she, it. He has, she has, it has. Okay. And you use the I, you, they, we for have. I have, you have, they have, we have. Yeah. But always remember the formula for present perfect is have or has plus verb 3. Okay. The past participle. Now, what is present perfect exactly? You use simple past for actions that happen in a specific time in the past, right? But present perfect you use for action that happened in the past, but it doesn't have specific time. So it still has a effect up until the present. Yeah. Yes, she has finished her homework. Exactly. That's an example of a present perfect. Always remember, present perfect is not specific in time. Means that it still has a connection with the present. Yeah, that's why it's called present perfect. Okay. The present is not always perfect, Miss Juna. Yes, the present situation is not always perfect. But in terms grammatically, present perfect just means that it happened in the past, but it's not specific in time, and it still has a connection with the future. Hey, the future lagi with the present, okay? With the present. Ini contoh guru yang perlu kopi, guys. I need coffee. Really, you want to get me coffee when we meet offline? No, no. Okay. I thought you would want to. Out of everyone in this class, I thought you would be the one who want to bring me coffee, but okay. All right. All right, let's move on to the example. If you look at your book, if you pay attention to your book, there's a lot of examples there. So for example, a sickly silence fell upon the patrons of the game, right? That is an example of simple past. Don't mess it up, y'all. Don't mess it up. That's an example of simple past. Now, pay attention to the second one. All the buffalo have died. That's not specific in time, right? When did it die, right? It doesn't say. And it has the formula have or has plus verb 3. So that's an example of present perfect. All right. All right. Now, Miss Juna, how do you form a question with present perfect? You start with the has or have and then the subject. So for example, has he thrown the spear to Casey? Has he thrown? Pay attention. It's with verb 3, right? Has he thrown the spear to Casey? Yeah. But Miss Juna, what about the irregular past? Well, same thing. Be becomes been, eat becomes eaten, go becomes gone, and yada yada. Remember that irregular past participle, you change the spelling. Okay? You change the spelling, people. Sometimes you need to memorize them. All right? All right. I don't want to hurt your brain, but that's the price. Okay? There's certain irregular verbs that you need to memorize. Yeah? Irregular past participles that you need to memorize. So for example, be is been, eat is eaten, go is gone, have had, put, see, seen, sing, sung, take, taken. Okay? So far, if you understand, please give me a thumbs up for the present perfect. All right. What a smooth ride. Am I right? Smooth. This is smooth. Okay. Now, haha. Let's go to the practice A, guys. Straight away to the practice. All right. So use the words in this to write the sentences in the present perfect. So for example, she be to the store. Becomes, has she been to the store? Yeah, that's the form of the question. Okay. Oh yeah, because there's the has. Okay, so if there's the be, and the question mark means you need to turn it into a question. The rest, no. Yeah. What about number 2? Who can help me with number 2? The officials cancel the game. The officials has canceled the game. Very good, Naomi. The officials has canceled the game. Yes. All right, next. Number 3. I think this is easy. Yeah, have you been to France? Have you been to France? Yes. What about number 4? Have they eaten dinner? Very good, Rena. Yeah. What about number 5? You haven't gone shopping. Very good, Erika. Yes. Very, very good. Okay, now let's go with practice B. Complete the sentence with the present perfect. So, for example, Casey has helped the team win in the past. Okay, what about number 2? He hasn't. Ridden the bus in over a year. Number 3, I have seen buffaloes in wildlife preserves. Okay, number 4, have you? Yeah, same. Yeah, read that book about the pioneers. Very good. All right. Okay, checking one more time. If you have no questions about present perfect, give me a thumbs up. If all is relatively clear. Yes. Okay. Awesome. All right. Next, we're going to active and passive verb forms. Okay. Active and passive verb forms. So, all right. So, you use active forms. Do you guys, who here remembers active and passive? Give me a thumbs up if you any of you remember active and passive. No? No one? Okay. All right. It is good that we're learning this. Okay. So active, you use active when the focus of the sentence is on the person or the thing that performs the action. Okay. When the focus is on the person that performs the action. On the other hand, you use passive when the focus is on the receiver of the action. In other words, you use active when the focus is on the subject, and you use passive when the focus is on the object, the receiver of the action. Yeah. Passive sentence often contains by phrase when it is important to know the performer. Yeah. So for example, for passive with the form be plus past participle, form the negative with not or a contraction of not. So for example, the difference between active and passive. Yeah. Flynn preceded Casey. That's active. Yeah. Flynn preceded Casey. But the second example, Casey was preceded by Flynn. That's passive. Yeah. With by phrase. Or That pitch wasn't missed. That's also passive, but without the by phrase. That's an example of using the contraction of not. Wasn't. Yeah? So far, do you guys understand? If you guys understand, give me a thumbs up. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Okay. Now, that means we can go to the practice A, yeah? Work with the part, identify which is active and which is passive. So for example, the stones were discovered by the scientists. That's passive, right? What about number 2? The document was signed by everyone. Yes, passive. Very good. What about number 3? Mice eat cheese. Yes, active. Uh-oh. Number 4, the cat sleeps by the fire.
Active.
Oh. Naomi says active. Okay. Oh wait, who says active?
Me.
Oh, Grady. Grady says active. Okay. What about the rest? Remember that active is when the focus is on the person or thing that performs the action. Yes, so it is active because the cat sleeps by the fire.
So from how I identify passive and active, active is like they're doing the activity now, but for passive, it's like already been done since a few days or years ago.
Oh. That's actually, yeah, like it's already been done, right? It's already been done. It's preceded by, yeah. Okay. Yes, okay. All right. Now, practice B, rewrite the sentences in your notebook, changing them from active to passive. Include the by phrase only if necessary. So, for example, number 1, my father built that house. That house was built by my father. What about number 2? Shakespeare wrote Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet was written by Shakespeare.
Yes, very good. Yes, was written by Shakespeare. What about number 3? Someone published a new edition of Romeo and Juliet last year. Okay, Naomi, go ahead.
A new edition of Romeo and Juliet was published by someone last year.
Very good. Yeah, very, very good. Okay, number 4. People speak Spanish in Peru.
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
In Peru, Spanish was spoken by people, or maybe people spoke in Spanish.
Spanish is spoken by the people in Peru. Spanish is spoken by the people in Peru. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah, very good. All right, awesome. So guys, always remember that the active form of the verb is, you use that when the focus is focus of the sentence is on the person or thing that performs the action. And then you use the verb when the focus is on the receiver. Yeah, and passive sentences often contain by phrase when it is important to know the performer of the action. Okay, so for example, Flynn preceded Casey is active and Casey was preceded by Flynn. Passive with it. That's an example of passive by using by phrase. So usually Passive always uses the by phrase. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So now that you guys already understand, okay, let's move on to the material that I have for you guys. Additional material, which is your presentation. Yeah. But before that, any questions about the active and passive in the grammar? If you have no questions and if all is relatively clear, please give me a thumbs up. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Amazing. What about the rest? Only Grady and Naomi gave me a, okay. Awesome. All right. Now let's move on to presentation skill. Da, 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 da. Presentation skill. All right. I'm going to show you a video and then we're going to discuss about the skills. All right. Can you guys hear the sound? No, not yet. Yeah. There you go.
Hey practitioners, today I'm going to be teaching you, with the help of my friend Dana Bluen, the top 7 tips for a great presentation.
Can you hear the audio now? Just checking. Yeah. Okay.
Dana Bluen is an entrepreneur currently living in Bangkok, Thailand, where he is a co-founder and CEO of a company called Mango Labs. Anyways, here's some of his tips. We all have to give presentations at different points in our life. That might be for school or work or an organization that you are involved with. No matter where we give the presentation or to who, we want to make sure that it has the impact on the audience and that it's memorable. These are 7 tips that are going to ensure that you nail the presentation and leave a lasting impression on your audience. Number 1, know your audience. The first step in preparing for any presentation should be to get a better idea of who your audience is. Knowing your audience will allow you to understand the type of content they are going to be expecting with regards to depth and technical detail. You wouldn't want to give the same presentation to a group of high school students who are interested in entrepreneurship that you would to a room full of startup founders and CEOs, because their expectations and level of understanding will be on completely different levels. Dig up as much as you can about who your audience is, what industries they work in, and what positions they generally hold. This allows you to really tailor the content and delivery of the presentation in a way that will really make it stand out and be memorable. Too many times people give killer presentations at one venue to a group made up of their core audience and then bomb on the same presentation to a different group because they didn't make the changes they needed to better address the new audience. Just because you kill it in one audience doesn't mean the same exact content will replicate the reaction with all audiences. Number 2, use structures to build on ideas. If you stand up and give a presentation and all the points you want to make are just tossed around randomly and they don't make any sense, not too many people are going to enjoy your presentation, and if they remember it, it's likely that it's not for the reasons that you want them to. However, if you structure your presentation in a way that each idea, each section builds on the one before it, you help your audience connect with the content and create logical links between the concepts. This is a great way to make more complex ideas easier for the audience to understand and remember. Number 3, use visuals. Another great tool to cement those ideas in the mind of your audience is to use visuals like charts, graphs, and infographics to illustrate and communicate a concept. As many as 65% of people are considered to be visual learners. So if you don't take this approach in your presentation, you are going to ignore the vast majority of the population. Using an image, regardless of if it's a picture, graph, or chart, can be a much more potent conveyor of information and has a much more powerful impact on the audience. A single image can convey so much information. Just like the old saying that a picture is worth 1,000 words. It really is. Think of the impact this can have when explaining data or results in a presentation. If you had to stand there in front of your audience and go through every data point verbally, it can get bad quickly. And this is much more common of an occurrence than you might think. But if you're able to visualize that data for your audience with a graph or chart, you instantly make it much more understandable and memorable. Showing someone 200% growth with a graph is much more exciting than explaining it while they're looking at the raw data. For example, if I took away the screen of this video and all you saw was black, it wouldn't be near as exciting. Number 4, repetition is your friend. Having a bit of structure in your presentation goes a long way in keeping the audience engaged because they can follow the information from step to step. But even more than just structuring the flow of the presentation, you also want to build in repetition. This encourages people to remember the key points of the presentation and helps it stick, which again makes it, and you, more memorable. A classic way to go about repetition is something Dana learned early on when he started his public speaking career. Another speaker at a big regional tech event came up to him after a talk and complimented Dana on his delivery and the depth of the material, but asked why he didn't use more repetition. Dana was a bit stumped because he never really thought about that before. The other speaker suggested that Dana start telling the audience what it is he wanted to tell them, just to give them a brief rundown of the key points. After that, move right into the body of the presentation and tell them exactly what was highlighted at the beginning, but obviously with more detail and extra elements that you add in to make the presentation stick. Then end the presentation by telling them what you just told them, reminding them of the key points and a brief summary for final repetition. Using this technique helps to reinforce the main points of the presentation at least 3 times, at the beginning, middle, and end. The key is to find a way to do this that it feels natural and not overly scholastic, and that takes practice, which we'll talk about later on. Tip number 5, have a story to tell. The difference between an average presentation that people zone out of and a great presentation that keeps them engaged is how you convey the information to the audience. A great way to convey the information or key points of your presentation is to use a story. By using a story, preferably an interesting one, you get your point across and you're creating a moment in the presentation that is memorable and easier for the audience to recall later. It's also hopefully going to be something that catches their attention, pulling them into what you are saying. One of the keys here, though, is that it has to be a story you can tell with commitment, and it has to be true. Always be honest with your audience, because if you're not, they will know and you will have lost all credibility. Tip number 6, be relatable. Being relatable is actually one of the most important factors of your delivery. You want to be someone that your audience can relate to, that they would feel comfortable with talking to. Even when giving a talk as an expert on a topic, you want the audience to feel the relation. It helps them mentally engage with your content and remember you and your talk. Most people don't feel comfortable going up and talking to a stern authority figure, and no one wants to listen to someone with no confidence. So there's a fine balance you need to strike, and here's how. The most important thing you can do to come across as more relatable is to be authentic. Be yourself. Another great way to accomplish this is to work on coming across as relaxed, which can be difficult if you're not used to presenting, but this goes a long way to helping people see you as relatable. The final way you can be more relatable is to be enthusiastic about your presentation. Your enthusiasm will transfer to your audience, and now that you have enthusiasm in common, you will begin to see as more relatable. If you can get all 3 of these techniques mastered, you will be well on your way to making it to your audience relate to you. Tip number 7, build your confidence with practice. This might be the last tip, but it is by far the most important one out of these 7. Confidence in what you do is by far the most important element of your presentation. Having confidence adds an authority to everything you say during your presentation, but you're not going to develop the confidence you need if you don't practice, and practice a lot. Whenever Dana gives a talk or presentation, he practices. He says for hours. Dana wants to make sure he has the timing down, that he knows every slide so he doesn't have to read off them. He knows what the next slide is so he can smoothly transition between them so that he will sound natural and authentic, and can explain the concepts and tell the stories with confidence. And this all comes with practice. When you are practicing a presentation, it's not enough to sit in front of your computer and go through it. You have to practice it in front of other people. Invite some friends over and have them give some feedback on your presentation and make improvements based on their feedback. No one gets it right the first time, but practice will get you towards perfect. With these 7 tips, you should be able to put together and deliver a masterful presentation that will wow your audience and make sure that they remember you and your topic. If you guys like this collaboration, be sure to check out Dana's YouTube channel and subscribe. He has tons of videos on entrepreneurship and self-development. I hope you guys liked this video and learned something, and if you did, click the like button.
All right. Okay. So, I'm actually going to list down the techniques or the tips, okay, for you guys. Yes. Oh, wait. Everyone in the meeting, and there you go. So let's have a discussion. What tip do you guys think you need to improve personally for yourself? You guys can give me your answer at the chat box. What do you guys think you need to improve? Which tip out of the 7 tips, which one do you guys think you need to improve personally? Have a story to tell. Okay. I'm pretty sure you have a lot of story to tell, Brillia. All right, what about the rest? Build confidence, Reina. Yes. My confidence. Okay. Guys, if you guys think about confidence, confident basically means that you're sure of yourself, right? You're sure of yourself. And the only way for you guys to be sure of yourself in terms of presenting is if you guys practice a lot. The more you practice, the more you will become sure of yourself. And that's why I think it's a lot, that's why practicing a lot helps so much when you want to present. It helps you be more sure of the material that you're presenting, and more sure of the capability of you presenting it, and therefore your confidence will grow. So that is important for you guys to practice a lot. Yeah, I have another. I have one thing I want to discuss. Okay, wait. One more questions. Help you be more concise. Yes, it does help you be more concise. So here's what you need to remember, okay? You got to know your audience. When you present something, you have to know your audience. Who am I presenting this to? And then you make your presentation and the information that you give, you make it suitable to your audience. You know, it's something when you, for example, if I present statistics to my professors in college, that would be suitable, right? Because they would understand. But if I present hard statistics to you guys who are seventh graders, then that wouldn't be suitable, right? Because maybe you guys haven't learned hard statistics or how to read statistics in a way, right? So that's, which is why it's important for you to know your audience. You need to know your audience so that you can make your presentation, the information that you give, suitable to your audience, so that it's relatable and your audience can understand. Okay. And number two, remember, you need to use structure to build your ideas, which I will help you guys with. Okay. But you do need to use structure. It's important to structurize your ideas so that it's concise, effective, and efficient, and easy to follow. Yeah. Use visuals. Guys, it's important to use visuals. Okay. If you don't use visuals, you're ignoring almost half of the population. Because 65% of people are visual learner. So you need to pay attention to that. You need to put visuals. I always put visuals, remember? I always use videos. I always use presentation, PPT, because I am aware that most people are visual learners, including myself. So, yep. Number four, repetition is your friend. This does not mean that you can be repetitive with your ideas. No, don't be repetitive with your ideas, but it does mean you need to be repetitive in explaining what you're going to explain next. Okay. So here's the structure, like tell them what you're going to tell them, then tell them, and then tell them what you've told them. Okay. So first your intro, what you're going to talk about, and then you explain your topic, and then you concluded. You explain to them what you have already explained. Okay. Next is have a story to tell. This is a good way for you to start your presentation with a hook. What is a hook, Miss Duna? A hook is when you capture the attention of your audience. When you capture the attention of the audience, so your audience is interested in listening to your presentation. You can use a hook. You can make a hook by giving rhetorical questions. Rhetorical questions means questions that does not need to be answered. And you could give quotes, or you could give a story, a narrative, a story. Yeah. Number six, be relatable. Be authentic, guys. Okay. Be authentic. Be yourself. And seven, build confidence with a lot of practice. Yeah. I think I've already explained that. Okay. So far, are there any questions about the 7 tips? If you have no questions, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you have no questions. Okay, cool. It's 11:30. All right, so thank you guys for today. You guys are amazing. We're done for today. Have fun in your next class, yeah? And I hope your daily live preparation went well. Okay, I'll see you guys next week. All right, see ya. Bye. Peace.
Mari anak-anak kita berdoa dulu. Kita berdoa, Tuhan Yesus, terima kasih hari ini kami masih bisa belajar, memulai pembelajaran, dan sekarang kami akan belajar IPS. Tolong Tuhan Yesus memberkati, menyertai, melindungi kami, sehingga kami bisa belajar dengan baik. Terima kasih Tuhan Yesus, dalam nama Tuhan Yesus, haleluya, amin. Oke, anak-anak, sebelum kita mulai, ya, sebelum Miss Irma melanjutkan menjelaskan mengenai kebutuhan, jenis-jenisnya, alat pemuas kebutuhan, ya, Miss Irma berikan kalian sedikit tugas, ya. Silahkan tulis di bukunya atau di kertas 5 benda yang ada di sekitar kalian. Ya, silahkan dituliskan 5 benda yang ada di sekitar kalian. Kemudian di sebelahnya ditulis itu termasuk kebutuhan yang mana? Ya, itu termasuk jenis kebutuhan yang mana? Apakah primer, apakah sekunder, apakah tersier dan sebagainya. Ya, silahkan tulis 5 benda yang ada di sekitar kalian. Ya, yang dekat-dekat saja. Ditulis 5 benda tersebut, kemudian ditulis itu termasuk kebutuhan yang mana. Misalnya di sebelah kalian ada minuman, itu termasuk kebutuhan yang mana. Contohnya di sebelah kalian ada alat tulis, itu termasuk kebutuhan yang mana. 5 saja, ya. Bisa dipahami anak-anak? Silahkan mulai dari sekarang. Coba Miss Irma, yang lainnya aktifkan kameranya dulu anak-anak. Nah, Miss Irma mau tanya yang pertama dari Grady. Apa saja kira-kira Grady yang ada di sekitarmu dan itu termasuk kebutuhan yang mana? Silahkan.
Oke, yang pertama kebutuhan individual mungkin. Kayaknya individual, handphone,
Grady,
karena...
Miss Irma nggak dengar suaranya, nak.
Oh, oke. Kedengaran nggak, Miss?
Irma, aku nggak dengar ya. Yang lainnya apakah dengar semuanya Grady? Dengar? Waduh, tunggu ya.
Kami coba aja kalau ada skin gue.
Coba ulangi, Grady.
Oke. Sudah kedengaran, Miss?
Sebentar, Grady. Nggak kedengaran di Miss Irma. Yang menyebabkan kebutuhan manusia satu dengan yang lainnya itu menjadi berbeda. Ya, silahkan di LMS itu sudah ada modulnya, PPT-nya juga sudah ada. Boleh di buku juga sudah ada materi mengenai faktor-faktor tersebut. Miss Irma izin share screen. Oke. Nah, ini dia anak-anak. Sebelumnya Miss Irma sudah pernah jelaskan? Miss Irma review kembali ya. Miss Irma sudah pernah jelaskan. Jadi apa saja yang menyebabkan kebutuhan manusia satu dengan yang lainnya itu berbeda-beda? Yang pertama adalah jenis kelamin. Laki-laki dengan perempuan kebutuhannya tentu berbeda. Ya. Laki-laki tidak memerlukan rok, perempuan memerlukan rok. Laki-laki tidak memerlukan bedak, perempuan memerlukan bedak. Tentu berbeda. Ya. Contohnya, 2 anak kecil, laki-laki dan perempuan, dia pergi ke sebuah toko mainan. Ketika mereka masuk toko, mereka melihat ada robot-robotan dan juga ada boneka. Nah, yang laki-laki tentu dia pasti akan membeli robot daripada boneka. Yang perempuan juga pasti dia akan lebih memilih membeli boneka daripada membeli robot. Bisa dipahami anak-anak ya? Oke, Miss Irma, karena Miss Irma nggak bisa dengar suara kalian, jadi berikan reaction ya kalau konfirmasi. Nah, berikutnya tingkat pendidikan. Tingkat pendidikan ini juga disebut salah satu faktor. Ya, karena apabila tingkat pendidikannya berbeda, kebutuhannya juga pasti berbeda. Contohnya, Miss Irma siswa SMP, adiknya Miss Irma siswa SD. Ketika Miss Irma dengan adiknya Miss Irma ke toko alat tulis, otomatis Miss Irma akan lebih banyak beli pulpen atau ballpoint daripada pensil. Begitu juga dengan adiknya Miss Irma. Adiknya Miss Irma tentu lebih banyak akan membeli pensil daripada ballpoint. Karena jenjang pendidikannya, tingkat pendidikannya berbeda. Otomatis kebutuhannya juga menjadi berbeda. Bisa dipahami anak-anak? Bisa ya? Oke. Miss Irma lanjutkan. Faktor yang ketiga adalah kemajuan iptek. Nah, kemajuan iptek itu artinya ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi ya anak-anak ya. Teknologi yang semakin berkembang itu juga menyebabkan kebutuhan manusia menjadi berbeda. Contohnya begini, si A ingin membuka usaha toko kopi. Itu kan sekarang lagi ngetren ya, orang jual kopi, minuman kopi itu, es kopi. Ya. Kemudian si B ingin membuka usaha jasa pengetikan. Ya. Nah, si A dan si B ini mereka pergi ke pameran pameran elektronik begitu. Nah, di pameran tersebut ada yang jual laptop, ada yang jual robot pembersih ruangan, ada yang jual mesin fotokopi, ada yang jual banyak sekali ya berkaitan dengan barang-barang elektronik. Nah, salah satunya ada juga mesin pembuat kopi. Ya, baru-baru ini kan lagi ada berita mengenai terdapat mesin pembuat kopi. Nah, si A yang ingin membuka usaha jual minuman kopi, pasti dia akan lebih tertarik untuk membeli mesin pembuat kopi. Ya, daripada barang elektronik lainnya. Nah, kalau si B, dia tentu akan lebih tertarik membeli laptop karena dia ingin membuka jasa pengetikan. Otomatis kebutuhan mereka menjadi berbeda karena kemajuan teknologi yang ada. Bisa dipahami anak-anak?
Bisa, Miss.
Oke, Miss Irma lanjutkan lagi ya. Berikutnya, lingkungan tempat tinggal. Nah, lingkungan tempat tinggal juga menjadi faktor yang membedakan kebutuhan manusia satu dengan yang lainnya. Contohnya begini, Miss Irma tinggal di dataran tinggi atau di pegunungan, di sekitar pegunungan. Ya. Kemudian temannya Miss Irma tinggal di dataran rendah. Nah, Miss Irma tentu lebih memerlukan baju hangat atau jaket tebal daripada temannya Miss Irma. Karena di daerah pegunungan udaranya dingin. Beda halnya dengan di dataran rendah. Dataran rendah udaranya panas. Otomatis temannya Miss Irma tidak terlalu memerlukan atau tidak sering, bahkan mungkin tidak perlu jaket tebal. Karena udaranya panas di dataran rendah. Ya, bisa dipahami anak-anak kenapa lingkungan tempat tinggal itu membedakan kebutuhan seseorang? Bisa dipahami?
Bisa, Miss.
Oke, berikutnya perbedaan selera. Nah, perbedaan selera juga menjadi faktor yang mempengaruhi perbedaan kebutuhan manusia. Selera orang beda. Yang satu lebih senang warna merah muda, pink. Ya. Satunya lagi lebih senang warna merah tua. Ketika mereka pergi ke suatu toko, lihat baju warna-warni, otomatis yang satunya lebih tertarik, lebih banyak belanja baju warna merah muda. Satunya lagi lebih banyak belanja baju yang warnanya merah tua. Contoh lainnya begini, Miss Irma pergi makan bersama dengan Rena contohnya. Nah, Miss Irma lebih senang minum jus jeruk. Kalau Rena lebih senang minum jus apel. Otomatis ketika Miss Irma dan Rena datang ke rumah makan atau restoran tersebut, pasti Miss Irma akan mesen jus jeruk. Rena pasti akan mesen jus apel karena seleranya berbeda. Kebutuhannya juga pasti menjadi berbeda. Bisa dipahami anak-anak? Itu kenapa perbedaan selera menjadi pembeda atau menyebabkan kebutuhan manusia menjadi berbeda. Bisa dipahami?
Bisa, Miss.
Oke, terima kasih anak-anak. Miss Irma lanjutkan lagi ya. Itu perbedaan selera. Kemudian tingkat pendapatan. Semakin tinggi tingkat pendapatan seseorang, maka kebutuhannya juga semakin bertambah. Contohnya, si X tahun ini pendapatannya 1 juta. Wih, dengan pendapatan saya 1 juta, saya mau beli jaket, saya mau beli sepatu, saya mau beli tas, dan sebagainya. Ya. Tahun depannya pendapatannya berubah menjadi 1.500.000, naik 500.000 pendapatannya. Wih, sekarang pendapatan saya 1.500.000, naik nih gaji saya nih. Nah, kalau gitu saya mau nyicil HP karena pendapatannya bertambah. Itu kenapa tingkat pendapatan seseorang mempengaruhi kebutuhan manusia satu dengan yang lainnya. Contohnya begini anak-anak. Tadi kan si X ya. Si X dan si Y. Si X pendapatannya 1 juta, dia menyicil HP. Si Y pendapatannya 2 juta, dia menyicil sepeda motor. Karena beda pendapatannya. Ya. Beda tingkat pendapatannya, kebutuhannya juga pasti berbeda. Semakin tinggi tingkat pendapatan seseorang, kebutuhannya semakin bertambah. Begitu juga sebaliknya. Semakin turun pendapatan seseorang, kebutuhannya juga semakin berkurang atau sedikit. Bisa dipahami? Oke. Selanjutnya, status sosial. Nah, status sosial ini merupakan lapisan yang ada di masyarakat ya. Kedudukan seseorang di masyarakat. Contohnya, oh saya karyawan, oh saya pegawai, oh saya direktur. Gitu ya. Nah, status sosial seseorang, apabila semakin tinggi status sosial seseorang, maka kebutuhannya juga pasti bertambah. Oh saya seorang bisnismen, saya seorang direktur. Pekerjaan saya banyak. Saya nggak ada waktu untuk saya jemput anak saya sekolah. Saya perlu driver pribadi untuk bisa membantu saya. Ya, semakin tinggi status sosial seseorang, kebutuhannya pasti bertambah. Begitu juga sebaliknya. Nah, mengenai faktor-faktor yang mempengaruhi perbedaan kebutuhan manusia satu dengan yang lainnya, ada dulu yang mau bertanya. Ada yang masih bingung, silahkan ditanyakan. Oke, tidak, Kenes? Misalnya, Miss Irma, saya kok masih nggak ngerti ya, Miss, maksudnya Miss Irma yang ini. Disampaikan saja ya, mungkin di kolom chat untuk saat ini karena mic-nya sedang ada kendala. Oke, Karne masih bingung ya faktor jenis kelamin ya. Nah, Miss Irma jelaskan kembali ya Karne. Jenis kelamin itu dikatakan salah satu faktor yang membedakan kebutuhan manusia satu dengan yang lainnya. Karena contohnya laki-laki dan perempuan pasti kebutuhannya berbeda. Laki-laki lebih membutuhkan mainan robot-robotan, perempuan dia membutuhkan boneka contohnya. Atau laki-laki tidak memerlukan bedak, perempuan pasti memerlukan bedak. Ya. Itu contohnya Karne. Bisa dipahami Karne? Oke. Ada lagi yang mau bertanya sebelum Miss Irma lanjutkan? Selain Karni, ada lagi yang mau bertanya? Kalau ada yang mau bertanya, silahkan ketikkan di kolom chat ya. Kalau tidak ada yang bertanya, Miss Irma lanjutkan ya. Oke, Miss Irma lanjutkan. Nah, berikutnya kita akan melanjutkan mempelajari alat pemenuhan kebutuhan menurut kelangkaan dan cara memperolehnya. Kalau tadi kita sebelumnya sudah mempelajari apa itu kebutuhan, kebutuhan menurut sifatnya apa, kebutuhan menurut tingkatannya apa saja. Sekarang kita akan mempelajari alat untuk memenuhi kebutuhan tersebut menurut kelangkaan dan cara memperolehnya seperti apa. Ya, kita mempelajari alat untuk memenuhi kebutuhan tersebut, tetapi menurut kelangkaannya atau menurut cara memperolehnya. Ada dua, yang pertama adalah barang ekonomis dan yang kedua barang bebas. Nah, barang ekonomis ini merupakan barang yang keberadaannya terbatas, sehingga untuk memperolehnya perlu pengorbanan baik fisik maupun materi. Ya. Nah, contoh dari barang ekonomis itu adalah sepatu, ya, kemudian pakaian. Kenapa dikatakan contoh barang ekonomis? Karena begini anak-anak. Contohnya nih, Miss Irma perlu sepatu. Waduh, sepatu saya udah mulai rusak nih, saya harus ke toko sepatu. Miss Irma ke toko sepatu, Miss Irma pilih, saya mau yang ini dengan ukuran sekian. Nah, setelah Miss Irma pilih sepatu itu, apakah Miss Irma langsung keluar gitu aja bawa sepatunya? Halo, silahkan open kamera yang lainnya. Semua open kamera. Tentu tidak, ya nanti disangkanya mencuri. Pasti Miss Irma terlebih dahulu harus melakukan pengorbanan, yaitu membayar sepatu tersebut. Ya, melakukan pengorbanan dalam bentuk uang. Itu kenapa sepatu dikatakan barang ekonomis. Contoh lainnya, minyak goreng. Miss Irma ke toko, Miss Irma ambil minyak goreng, nggak mungkin Miss Irma langsung keluar gitu aja tanpa membayar. Otomatis yang namanya beli harus dibayar. Itu yang dinamakan memerlukan pengorbanan. Ya, pengorbanan secara materi. Itu termasuk barang ekonomis. Oke, satu lagi sebelum kita akhiri. Barang bebas. Barang bebas ini merupakan barang yang jumlahnya banyak, sehingga untuk memperolehnya tidak perlu pengorbanan. Berbeda, bertolak belakang dengan barang ekonomis, barang bebas ini tidak perlu pengorbanan untuk kita bisa memperolehnya. Contoh dari barang bebas adalah sinar matahari. Mungkin enggak? Saya beli aja sinar mataharinya nih. Ya. Saya beli aja dah anginnya. Enggak mungkin. Ya, itu kenapa sinar matahari dan udara itu dikatakan barang bebas. Karena untuk kita mendapatkan sinar matahari dan udara itu tidak memerlukan pengorbanan. Beda ya, barang ekonomis dan barang bebas. Bisa dipahami anak-anak? Rena, ngerti Rena? Oke, Wina? Oke, Naomi, Kenneth? Oke. Yang lainnya bisa dipahami? Karne, sip. Ada yang masih bingung? Tidak ada? Valerie udah ngerti juga ya. Brina gimana nak? Ngerti? Oke. Nah, jadi itu anak-anak, untuk hari ini kita sudah mempelajari apa itu barang bebas, apa itu barang ekonomis. Ya, nanti di pertemuan selanjutnya di hari Rabu kita akan mempelajari alat pemenuhan kebutuhan, tetapi menurut hubungannya dengan barang lain. Barang lain maksudnya ini ya. Kalau tadi menurut kelangkaan dan cara memperolehnya, kalau yang selanjutnya menurut hubungannya dengan barang lain. Ya, nanti kita akan pelajari bersama mengenai alat untuk memenuhi kebutuhan. Nah, Tuhan Yesus, terima kasih buat hari ini kami boleh belajar dengan baik. Biarlah apa yang kami pelajari boleh kami pahami dengan baik. Dan di pembelajaran berikutnya kami mohon tetap perlindungan-Mu. Biarlah kami selalu dapat belajar dengan keadaan sehat dan selamat. Dan juga lindungi kiranya anggota keluarga kami yang lainnya, orang tua kami, dimanapun mereka berada. Kami tetap mohon perlindungan-Mu buat kami semua. Terima kasih Tuhan Yesus, dalam nama Tuhan Yesus Kristus kami berdoa. Haleluya. Amin. Terima kasih anak-anak buat hari ini. Sampai bertemu hari Senin. Tuhan Yesus memberkati. Dadah semuanya.
Bye, Miss. Terima kasih. Terima kasih.
Thank you.